Hello fellow booktubers, my name is Lauren and you're watching Dreams Books Courage. Today I'm kind of switching it up with my angle, but hopefully this looks alright, and if you actually like this angle more, definitely tell me down below. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about the books that I plan to read in the month of July. I know that July is already almost halfway over, but I still want to talk about these books because I feel like if I put it out on the internet, then I'm kind of held accountable for reading them, or at least that's how it works in my mind. So hopefully that actually does help me get back into reading, because if you did not know, in the past few months I've been in just such a bad reading slump and I've just been trying to get out, but it's kind of hard to do sometimes. And this just happens to be one of those times. So for this month I'm planning on reading books that'll hopefully be getting me back into reading. And so this is basically my reading slump TBR in some ways, because I'm hoping these books will help to bring me out of my reading slump and back into my regular reading, especially since it's summer and I really don't have that much to do. So I might as well be reading, and I haven't been so far. But hopefully within the second half of summer I will be doing some more reading, and so these are the books that I'm hoping will get me back on track. Also, before I begin, I wanted to mention that I will be participating in this year's booktubeathon, and my TBR video for that will be up on Friday, hopefully. And I would encourage you guys to participate in the booktubeathon as well, because it's just so much fun. I'll leave a link down below to the booktubeathon announcement video, but I would definitely check that out, and I'd love if you guys participated with me. I know a lot of you already are. It's just such a fun thing to do every single year, and this will actually be my third year doing it. So I'm really excited, and I hope that you guys will participate as well. Also, today's my booktube anniversary and my channel's anniversary, and it's been 2 years that I've been on booktube, and that's absolutely crazy to me. If you have a video idea for what I should be doing for my 2-year booktube anniversary, definitely tell me down below, because I'd love to hear your ideas. And now let's finally get on to the books. So the first book that I plan to read in the month of July, and the one that I'm actually currently reading, is Diary of a Wimpy Kid: The Long Haul by Jeff Kinney, which is the 9th book in the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. And I'm actually rereading this. I read it like a year or maybe 2 years ago, and there's actually 10 books in the series already out, but I just wanted to go back to this one because if you've seen my summer recommendations video that I uploaded last week, I actually talked about this book within that video because this book is just so summery, and it takes place on the main character's summer vacation, and I just love these books so much. They're so easy and quick to read, and I just feel like this will help to get me out of reading slump because these books are always just so funny, and this is actually probably my favorite one of this series, and so I'm just really hoping that this one will help to get me out of my slump and just be really fun along the way. Next is a trilogy that has been on my TBR pile for 2 months now, and that is the Summer I Turned Pretty trilogy. And these 3 books are, of course, The Summer I Turned Pretty, It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have Summer. But at the very least, I at least want to finish The Summer I Turned Pretty because I'm actually already halfway through this book. And it's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just that I'm just having a hard time reading right now for some reason. I really enjoy Jenny Han's writing, and so I just really want to finish out this book. This series seems a bit younger than the To All the Boys I've Loved Before duology, so I think that might be a little part of why it's taking me a little bit longer to read. But I also downloaded this book on Audible, so hopefully I can at least listen to this if I just find it too hard to actually read it. This series takes place over the course of summers, and it's all about summer romance and being at the beach, and I just love those things so much, and I'm actually going to the beach at the end of July, so hopefully I'll at least get through this book soon, and then maybe the other 2 books I'll read on the beach or something like that. But I feel like I've already talked about this series so much, so if you want to hear all the details about this trilogy, definitely check out my June TBR video because I talk a lot about this trilogy within that video. So we'll just have to see whether or not I'm filling this trilogy this month. If not, it's okay if I put it off a little bit longer. But I already feel kind of invested in this trilogy, so hopefully I'll continue to read it. And the next novel, I don't actually own it in physical form, but I do have an ebook copy of it. And that novel is Angus, Thongs, and Full Frontal Snogging by Louise Renison, which is a start of a series. I'm not sure exactly what this series is called, but I do know that these books are supposed to be hilarious. I've heard really great things about this series, especially from Zoe over at Read by Zoe, so I'm really looking forward to getting into it and just seeing all the ridiculousness that lies within it. Most of the reason why I feel like reading this book this month is because I know it's supposed to be very funny and it's a quick read. And those are basically 2 of my buzzwords this month, which are funny and quick. So I'm really hoping that this book will fulfill both of those and that I'll be able to read it this month. And it's not a big deal if I don't, but I just feel like maybe it'll help me even more to get out of a reading slump. It just seems like the perfect book to help me get out of this reading slump, and hopefully it will be. Next is another novel that I talked about in my summer book recommendations video, and that novel is Ready Player One by Ernest Cline, which I've heard nothing but amazing things about. I feel like this book is pretty obviously about video games, but this takes place in a virtual reality that everyone is hooked up into. I don't know the exact details of this world, but I feel like the world is just a very decrepit place at this point in time. And so everyone is just hooked up into virtual reality instead. And the creator of this virtual world actually put a prize that is huge and that can change your life if you find it. And so I'm pretty sure that this is about our main character trying to find that prize. I've just heard such amazing things about this book, and I feel like summer would be a great time to pick it up. And also it's about video games, which I've been playing a lot of and just watching a lot of in general. And so hopefully it'll be just the perfect mix between two things that I really enjoy doing. And I'm just expecting to have a really fun time reading this. And I feel like this is also a really great book to help get someone out of a reading slump. So hopefully it'll be able to do just that. And the last book that I hope to read in the month of July is Lost Stars by Claudia Gray, which takes place within the Star Wars canon. If you guys didn't know, I am a huge fan of Star Wars. I love all of the movies and I've seen all of them multiple times. And my brother lent me this book to read, so hopefully I'll be able to do that relatively soon. I think this is actually a middle grade book, so hopefully it won't be that hard to get into. And hopefully it'll just be a quick read overall, but who knows. Star Wars is something that I love so much, so I'm hoping that that will help me to get through this novel as well. This is about two people who grew up being best friends and now they're on opposite sides of the war between the Empire and the Rebellion. And I've never read a Star Wars book that is outside of the canon of the first 6 movies, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what's been happening between episode 6 and episode 7. I find Star Wars lore to be super interesting a lot of the time, and so I'm hoping that this one will also be very interesting and maybe will help me understand the Star Wars universe more. Either way, I just feel like I'm going to nerd out reading this book because I just love Star Wars and it just seems like a really fun read. So I'm really hoping that I'll be able to wrap up my month by reading this one. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And definitely look out for my other TBR video about Booktubeathon that will be up soon. I would love to know down below how many books that you plan to read in the month of July and which one you're most excited for. Thank you all so much for watching, and now I'm gonna go get back to reading.